everybody. Welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Christy Brower, here with my sister, co host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I mean, it's going.
It's 5 days from Christmas, so.
Right? I just
It's
sat
happening.
down and did a grocery order for all of my Christmas Eve and Christmas Day groceries.
Nice.
That felt good. I was like thinking, what are ways I could, cut back on the physicality of this? Because,
Yeah,
my
no
legs will
kidding.
only hold up for so much. And anyway, I realized I could not spend any spoons on buying groceries. I could just sit in my recliner and do it that way. So I did. So that
Perfect.
feels actually so good to have that piece managed. Opened my kiln this morning and everything that I fired yesterday came out. Everything.
Yay!
And I had
That's
2
so
rows.
cool.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
ooh,
That's amazing.
really relieved because if they didn't, I don't know what I was going to do. Because that's a bunch
It
of
would be a
Christmas
whole
right
other
there.
kind of order.
Oh my
Yeah. Oh,
gosh, yeah.
wowza. Well,
Yeah,
that's so
so
exciting.
yeah, so I'm really, really excited. It all feels good. Yes.
Yes. Well, we thought we'd kind of wind up the year on a fun note because
Yeah.
true crime gets real heavy, and I
Mhm,
don't even want to talk about the heavy stuff. We're going to tonight in our live stream, but
mhm.
we thought we'd do a special kind of true crime roundup. This is a dumb criminals roundup, just for your viewing and listening pleasure. And Katie, you're going to kick it off with something you call the Easter Bunny Brawler.
Mhm.
Let's hear it.
Well, the Easter Bunny Brawler, and this actually happened like 10-ish years ago or so. I can't believe I've never heard this story before. But one night on the streets of Orlando, a fight broke out between a man and a woman. And to the rescue came, well, I'll let you see the video.
Buddy, chill. I got it on, bro. Yo, got it on, bro.
Hey, Easter Bunny, yo.
I got it on, bro.
It's Easter, my.
Easter, man.
Easter Bunny, get on there and see it. Yo, it's Easter Bunny. Get in there, bro. Get in there.
He was shaking. He was shaking. The Easter Bunny was shaking. He was shaking. Bro, leave it alone, bro.
So, the Easter Bunny to the rescue, right? He was all in there throwing paws and
Whew.
the fur was flying. I mean,
The guy filming was the best part, man.
so that happened. And no one was arrested. The cop that was there just kind of broke it up and sent everybody on their way. And then later it was discovered that this person that, that caused this, or the Easter Bunny that was in the fight, his name is Antoine McDonald. And it was then later discovered that Antoine is actually a fugitive from New Jersey that has outstanding charges. And there was
dear.
a hullabaloo over that.
I mean, hence the bunny suit. I mean, clearly you were disguising yourself, but maybe should have skipped the fight.
But Antoine can't seem to stop getting in trouble because then in 2020, well, he got in trouble again.
Oh, no.
So apparently, he drove a motorcycle up in someone's yard and destroyed their carport. Like literally took out the standards to the carport, the poles, and it crashed onto someone's pickup and destroyed their pickup. Yeah.
No.
And
You win some, you lose some, I guess, Antoine.
mhm. So apparently he didn't stop at a stop sign and then smashed through this guy's carport. So a neighbor saw him limping away down a few blocks to a neighboring house. So investigators went to this house and they saw a car leaving the driveway. So they pulled that car over, and you just won't believe what they saw in the backseat of that car. The
What?
motherfucking Easter Bunny.
It was still doing the Easter Bunny game. New costume, Antoine. New costume. People know you now.
The arrest report says he was lying in the backseat of the car in an Easter Bunny costume and appeared to be alive.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Apparently, in the accident, he scraped his leg and cut up his ribs. He told investigators, "I wasn't in any crash. I'm the Orlando Easter Bunny. Google it." Oh, honey. They did. We are still going to jail.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why
but
he
I'm
was
sure you
back
are.
in the bunny costume, I cannot imagine, but there he was.
You know, fame sometimes goes right to your head.
Right? Unfortunately, Antoine, I doubt they let you take it to jail with you.
Probably
And
not.
maybe it's time for a new persona that's not that. Just a thought.
I don't know. Santa? An elf? Bigfoot? I don't
Rudolph?
know. Something.
Something.
Rudolph? Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh boy.
So there you
funny.
have it. That is the Easter Bunny Brawler. Now, Christy, I'm going to kick it back over to you for the ramen noodle heist.
Squad, y'all know I love a good heist, especially when the item stolen is ridiculous. So, in this heist that happened in 2018, what they stole was what I got right here on the screen, and that is ramen noodles. Now, we don't know if it's actually the ramen noodle brand. That was never like shared publicly. But this happened in Georgia. Somebody stole $100,000 worth of ramen noodles.
$100,000 worth of ramen noodles?
Yeah.
I mean, if you stacked up $100,000 worth of ramen noodles, you would touch the moon.
Right. It's like a whole like semi-trailer. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to think this may have been a little like the dime heist where they were just stealing stuff, hoping it was like big screen TVs.
And it was
then
not
they
ramen
really
noodles.
fucked up because, you know, that's like 10 million packages of ramen noodles. As far as I know, this crime has never been solved, but I want to know, what the hell did they do with all those ramen noodles? Did they build a house out of ramen noodles? Maybe.
There's a thought. Maybe.
I mean, go feed a third world. No, don't, because ramen noodles are terrible for you. They're not helping anyone. But I can you imagine opening that up and realizing you just stole an entire semi-trailer full of ramen noodles?
I'd like to picture it as like some kind of, not that intelligent, like bad guys who steal for the boss, right? And so they're hauling back to the boss what they stole here, and they're like, "Here you go, boss." And he opens it up, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" Yeah. Slaps them all in the forehead,
I'm just picturing how many packages of ramen noodles is $100,000 worth of ramen noodles is ridiculous.
Considering the ramen noodles cost about 12 cents,
right?
That's a lot of ramen noodles.
I don't know. Where are you going to sell those? Is there a black market for ramen noodles? I kind of doubt it. I just don't know. Maybe everyone got ramen noodles for Christmas from now until the end of time. Right. Yeah. At least give them to a food bank or do something decent with them, because you're making zero money on this.
Why does Uncle Kevin always give me a case of ramen noodles for my birthday?
I don't even like ramen noodles. After the number of ramen noodles I ate in college, I don't ever want to have any ever again. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat the upscale ramen, sure. But the cheapo slab of ramen? No.
My kids love that. They love it. And I didn't buy
They're in
them
their
for them when they
20s.
were kids very often, but they make fancy ramen. That's what they call it.
So they snazz it up a bit.
frozen vegetables, boil a couple of eggs, might even like grill a chicken breast. So they make fancy ramen. However, I mean, thank God for ramen helping keep people alive when you're in your poorest moments.
Oh my God, it was
No
like
shame there at all. But
it was like less than a quarter a package when I was in college. Like,
sure.
yeah.
But yeah, but $100,000 worth of ramen noodles, that is a hell of a lot of ramen noodles.
They're probably sitting in a warehouse somewhere with all those dimes that those dummies have never been able to get rid of.
It was the same people.
It probably was. It seems like kind of the same level of skill, shall we say.
Next
With
week,
that,
we're going
Katie,
to steal a whole Freightliner full of Hubba Bubba bubble gum.
yeah. Right. Try to chew that all. Yeah, you'll never speak again. Oh. Well, I'm going to kick the mic back to you for a story that you called Cocaine Cremains.
I called it that.
Yikes.
I did. And here's what I discovered. Multiple stories, because I read one and went, how the hell is this real life? And so I discovered that this is not the first time or the last time this has happened. So I'm going to give you a few quick examples, but the main story is some teenagers. This happened in 2011. They broke into a woman's home and stole a bunch of things. And they took electronic equipment, jewelry, various things that they thought they were, making it off with. Now, these are teenagers, so they're dumb as hell, and apparently don't understand what an urn is.
No.
They stole 2 urns and thought that it was cocaine. Had convinced themselves that what was in
Like
these.
people have giant urns of cocaine. What?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
these idiots actually snorted it. They snorted this because they're stupid as hell. And it was
Did they not notice
Cremains.
that it like had no effect on them? Like,
Well, one of them finally tasted it and realized this was not cocaine.
ash.
As it turned out, it was the cremains of this woman's husband and her 2 Great Danes.
Oh no.
So these fucking fools snorted cremains up their noses into their bodies.
Well, that's what you call the consequences of your actions.
So then they actually did have a conversation about maybe we should return these. Oh, well, you think so? They're a bit irreplaceable. But instead
yeah.
of doing that, because they're dumb as hell, they threw them into the lake because they didn't want to get caught. Because they knew that their fingerprints were going to be all over the urns.
Right.
The urns, you stupids. What do you think an urn is? So I read this story and I'm like, oh, surely this is a one-off, right? No, it isn't. It is not.
Other people have... Oh my God.
Another man, this happened in 2022, stole the cremains of his ex-girlfriend's mother and told her he was doing that in order to purchase heroin. And she wasn't sure if he was trying to sell them as a drug or
Right?
who was going to buy cremains so that he could buy more heroin.
What?
She wasn't really sure, but he did indeed kick in her door and steal a portion of her mother's cremains in order to acquire drugs. The police were super confused about how that was going to go down. But then
So he was
again,
gonna bag it up and pretend it was cocaine or something? Oh my God.
that's kind of the thought, but nobody was super sure. And then we have this other genius. His name is William Cantrell. William also broke into a neighbor's home and stole a full box of human ashes that he believed were cocaine. What is it? with this?
That is a giant amount of cocaine. Like,
I don't
that is
understand
a
it
lot.
because have you seen Cremains?
They're not white.
They're not. They're ashy. Now, I will say I have never seen cocaine, so maybe I'm the one that doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I thought cocaine was a white powder. Cremains are more of an ashy, like gray powder typically, but so why would you? But maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
they
not
throw some
druggy
powdered
enough. I
sugar
don't
in
know.
there to kind of lighten it up. I don't know. Holy shit.
Now, luckily on his part, he got caught before he was able to actually open his. His grandmother told the news that she doesn't believe they were open. They still had the original seal on them. So hopefully that means he did not actually, put any of those cremains up his nose like those idiot teenagers did. But what the hell is going on?
Cocaine isn't just any random powder you locate in a house. Just in case you were wondering. Also, people who use cocaine generally don't have large urns full of it unless they're trafficking it.
On display in the living room.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's a reason we called this Dumb Criminals, isn't there?
Oh man, the lack of thought power on this one is astonishing to me.
This is just terrifying. We are living in a world with these people.
Right? That's what's the worst. Well,
Mm.
and also cremains. I mean, that is such a sacred thing to people. And to steal
Right.
those and misuse those, like those fools that threw those into the lake, dear God. That
Yes.
is, and so a lot of them, they did get charges for desecrating cremains.
Sure.
It's beyond theft now. Now you're into that territory where the whole world thinks you're a monster for doing that to someone. And
Also,
dumb
I
as
think
hell,
it's
obviously.
probably not that good for you to be, sniffing cremains.
Well, I mean, they were good. They thought it was cocaine, so I don't know. They don't really care about the good
Yeah,
for you
I
part.
know, but I wondered if the kids would end up at the ER. Oh, we did something really dumb, and we don't know if we're in trouble now.
We don't know what to do.
Can
Are
you
we
die
gonna
from
die? Morons. Well, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you for the Twisted Tea Heist.
You guys, what is with stupid people? Okay, this just happened a couple months ago. This happened in Memphis. 32,000 cases of twisted tea have gone missing. So this was with a Memphis brewery. They supposedly had 32,000 cases of twisted tea delivered.
Okay.
Problem is, they never actually got it.
Oh.
So
Wait. Is it in a warehouse with Kit Kats by any chance?
I have the same question. Like, wait a minute. Y'all know what twisted tea is. It's not that good. Why would you want 32,000 cases of it? I have no idea. This is about $800,000 in product.
Holy crap.
This is 17 to 18 trailers worth of product. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So the trucks arrive with supposedly the twisted tea in them.
Mm-hmm.
The product is scanned and documented as though it has arrived at this destination.
Okay.
And then the company starts getting messages from the client saying, we never got these drinks. Like, they never showed up, even though like all the documentation has been done correctly. The twisted tea no longer at the distribution center where it had been scanned. Here's where the real dumb criminal part of it comes in. This is not a place that is open to the public. It can only be accessed by employees. So this is an inside job. It has yet to be solved, but the suspect list is rather small considering only employees could have gotten it. But what in the hell are you doing with that much twisted tea? I mean, just turn around and sell it somewhere else, I assume.
And where is it?
But where is it?
Because that's not
17 to 18
in your garage.
trailers? Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Anybody selling Twisted Tea on Marketplace? Craigslist?
Yeah. Keep an eye out. Check that that refrigerated storage in California that's got the unclaimed Kit Kats. It might be there. I don't know.
Might be
But I'm always amazed by like the magnitude of some of these thefts, because
Yeah.
where do you put all of that as you're trying to sell it off to someone else, or where does it go?
Do you remember
know.
last year we covered the maple syrup theft out of Canada?
Yes. Yeah, we learned there was a black market for maple syrup.
And it was an enormous amount of maple syrup that had been stolen and stored in the
Yes.
U.S. and sold in the U.S. It's wild.
Where are there underground bunkers just full of all of this shit somewhere, slowly being sold off on the Twisted Tea and ramen noodle black markets? I don't know.
Well, actually,
I don't
they've
know.
got a pretty good deal going right now, is what I heard. If you buy Twisted Tea,
Mhm.
they throw in a few tons of ramen
Of
noodles.
ramen noodles. Yep.
The challenge is
Buy one, get 27 free. I think it's
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
and you can't say no. You actually have to take both. So
Yeah. You're
You
not
know, you
allowed
want
to
the
turn down the
tea.
ramen noodles.
you get the twist. Yep. hmm
That's good. That's good. Maybe, maybe you're helping out some dumb criminals right now who probably could not have thought up that deal.
Probably
I
so.
just don't know.
You
And
also
with
have
that-
to exchange them for $1,000 worth of dimes for.
Yes, all change given back in dimes. People come out with these giant bags of dimes.
Wow.
And there's a free Kit Kat with every purchase, obviously.
Don't worry,
melon
it's
flavored
rare.
or mochi or matcha or one of the Japanese Kit Kat flavors, because there's a whole bunch of them sitting somewhere.
Cucumber flavored or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm sure this is what they need to do. They need to connect up.
Mhm.
They could make this work.
Mhm.
I have no idea. And with that, I'm going to kick it back to you for some Snapchat stupidity.
Yeah, you sure are. The internet is a glorious thing.
Isn't it, though?
I mean, it can be a lot of bullshit as well, as we all know. But in this case, it's just too much. So let's see. I'm going to show you this genius right here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this guy, his name is Christopher Wallace. And Christopher Wallace had robbed, this was back in 2015, he had robbed a campground and stolen some items there. And the police had been looking for him for a few weeks. And they'd even put out a press release that they were watching for him. This guy lives in Somerset. And so the police are looking for him and kind of, let people know they're in, it was Somerset County Sheriff's Office in Fairfield, Maine. So they'd let them, the public know there'd been a burglary in January. We're looking for Christopher if you see him. Well, Christopher was kind of on the lam for about 10 weeks. And then when he got home, he Snapchatted it that he was finally home. And Christopher, the problem you have is that you have people on your Snapchat that think you're a dumbass. And so they called the police and said, hey, this fool just said on Snapchat, he's home. So the police are like, cool, thanks, Christopher. It makes our lives easier. So they went to Christopher's house. Well, a girl answered the door. Her name was Erica Hall. Erica answered the door and she said, oh, Christopher, no. Christopher, who dat? I don't know him. New phone business. I have no idea. Christopher, I've never even heard that name before. How unique. She had no idea. So the police are like, now, wait a minute. Christopher's not here? I don't know. I haven't seen Christopher in months. I have no idea where he is. No, I know nothing of this. They're like, now, Erica, you wouldn't be lying to us, right? And she's like, I would never do such a thing. I don't associate with criminals and I don't lie to cops. I would never do that. So they're like, well,
Oh,
hey, do you
Erica.
mind if we come in and take a look around? And she's like, I don't mind at all, because Christopher, whoever that guy is, he's not here. So that's fine. So they're looking around. So Christopher is hiding in the house.
Of
And he
course.
gets on Snapchat and snaps a picture of himself in a cupboard, saying that the cops are here looking for me, but they won't find me because I'm hiding in a cupboard.
Oh my God, what an idiot.
So again, Christopher, people don't like you. And
Mhm.
you snapped that out. And they went, okay, bitch, you're all done. So they called the police. So while the police are searching the house, they get a call from dispatch saying, hey, we just got this phone call. It's apparently hiding in a kitchen cupboard. So they whip open the doors to the kitchen cupboards and they see, you know, food and things sticking out of the cupboard, and also a pair of feet, you know, that are attached to Christopher, who was hiding in there. And we're able to take his dumbass into custody. So, Christopher, no to all of that. First of all,
He was-
just don't steal and you wouldn't be in this position in the first place. Erica
Right.
also got arrested because, you know, she was aiding and abetting and lying to the police. So, Erica, no, Christopher is dumb as hell. What are you doing?
Right.
And there you have it. So the police just, you know, they got everything they wanted, and all thanks to Christopher. He did all of the hard work for them.
Christopher, can I recommend that you pare down your friends list on Snapchat, because some of those people, yeah, they don't like you.
Christopher, I'm going to say that I don't think you are smart enough to be on the internet. I think you should.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Mhm.
He pinpoints his location for them in the house. Oh my God,
Exactly.
that
where.
is fantastic.
It cracks me up. Who are the people who were seeing this going, oh, well, I'm calling the cops then.
Yeah. This is the best day of my life.
They're sitting at home laughing their heads off. They're driving over there and sitting across the street watching.
Watch this. Watch this.
Watching Christopher get hauled out in handcuffs.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I'm guessing Chris is the kind of guy who screws over his friends and family just as willingly as he does strangers. So
Yes.
he had probably wronged plenty of them that are like, you should be behind bars. I'm going to make sure
Yeah.
that happens.
We've had enough of your bullshit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
So with that, I am very anxious to hear more about the Swedish Yule goat.
Oh, aren't you though? All right. So I'm going to add, this is the Swedish Yule goat live stream. Okay. This comes from a little town in Sweden. I'm not going to try to say any of the names because I will definitely get them wrong. But this little town started.
So this is
putting
real
up-
time.
This
what we're
is
seeing.
real time.
Okay.
I'm showing this to you because for now, the Yule goat is still in existence. So this town started putting up the Yule goat in 1966 to celebrate the holidays.
Mhm.
Apparently, in their like Father Christmas lore, Santa would ride up to people's houses on a goat, you know, kind of a reindeer sort of story. So they
Sure.
start building this Yule goat out of all things, straw. Well, you can imagine what starts
Oh.
happening to the Yule goat, and that is that people keep burning it to the ground.
This is like
Since
Burning
19
Man for goats.
Yes, and it has become like a challenge to for the city to try to keep the goat alive and for other people to try to burn it to the ground. They, however, have never changed the structure of the goat from straw, which I think might be a clue to helping with this. But it has armed guards and lights and security cameras, and obviously now its own live feed to try to protect it. Since they started putting it up in 1966, it has been destroyed 35 times. So let me tell you a few of the ways that has come about, because this kills me. I think they must kind of like it must be kind of a funny thing now, because why would you keep putting it up?
Mhm.
You know? They've tried wetting it down, keeping it wet so that it can't burn. They've tried spraying it with like chemical fire retardant. Yeah, none of that stuff happens at all,
Mhm.
or helps at all. In 2005, some people dressed as Santa and gingerbread men fired flaming arrows into it, like Viking funeral style, and burned it to the ground.
Oh, I would have liked to have
Uh,
seen that.
right.
Okay.
In 2009, some hackers disabled the security cameras so they could get in and set the goat on fire. In 2001, an American tourist actually got tricked into burning the goat to the ground. He was
Oh,
told
no.
by his Swedish friends that that was okay, that they expect that to happen. He spent 2 weeks in jail for burning the goat to the ground. The 50th anniversary of the first Yule goat statue was in 2016. And it was unveiled on November 27th, and it burned to the ground that same night. One time,
Yikes.
somebody drove a car into the goat and knocked it over. Another time, a security guard was offered a bribe because there were two men who were planning to use a helicopter to just hook onto it and fly away with it. He didn't take the bribe that time, however. So the Yule goat doesn't go down in flames every year, but more often than not, it does. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
yes.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
What happens to it if no one burns it down?
They take it down on New Year's Day.
Oh.
So they're just trying to get to New Year's Day with the goat intact. And here we are. This is December 20th of 2023. We're watching the live stream right now. The Yule goat still intact. Apparently, there's been a new threat to the Yule goat this year, however. And that is, it was an unseasonably wet year, and so the straw has extra seeds in it. And so the birds have been attacking the shit out of it. But they haven't protected it from the birds because that's a naturally occurring hazard.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hilarious. And it really, I think, has just kind of become like a thing that makes this town have some notoriety at Christmas time. But
Sure.
yeah, there's the
I would
Yule
give
goat.
anything to see that go up in flames right this very second.
I know. I was like, oh my God, would it be hilarious if it burns while we're on with it? But yeah, so far it's, it's got another couple weeks to make it, a little less than. We'll
Can you
see.
imagine the
About
city
12 more days.
workers that are building this goat every year?
Right.
They're just grumbling.
God damn it, why-
This
Yeah.
goat, I'm just gonna burn it up anyway. Last year I worked this hard. I can only
Right.
imagine.
Right. And then the cleanup after it burns down, because it's
Mhm.
really big. Like it's a big statue. So anyway, I thought it was hilarious. Obviously, there have been a
I
lot
heard
of
a rumor
criminals.
that it is stuffed full of ramen noodles.
I heard that too. I think that might
Mhm.
be the structure on the inside
Mhm.
is the ramen noodles. Yeah.
Mhm.
And maybe that'll protect it this year, because I don't know if ramen noodles are actually food. Maybe they don't break down when you burn them. It's hard to say.
Maybe that's why the birds are all over it. I don't know.
Maybe it's a big piñata, and when you open it at the bottom, all the twisted tea falls out. We could get this
I
all
bet.
going. It would be great.
I'll bet that's probably true. Yeah. I
So
heard
anyway.
that once it burns down, they have a real
Mhm.
problem with teenagers coming over there and trying to sniff the ashes because they think it's cocaine.
I heard that too. Kids do not understand that this is not a cocaine Yule goat.
But what if it was a weed Yule goat? I mean, that would the whole town would be so happy and so hungry.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone would be thrilled for Christmas. It would be
Yeah.
great. So far, no dumb criminals have attacked the Yule goat yet this year, but it's still got 12 days to go.
We'll
We'll let you know if it survives, but it's now, I think, really just a challenge for somebody to find a way to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the helicopter thing would be hilarious if one day that thing just lifted off and disappeared into the sunset. It's like,
I'll bet it's not that put together. You know,
there is a structure on the inside of it that is metal, and then they build the straw around it. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, yeah. I don't know. They've tried to, protect it over the years, but not very successfully.
Kind of like the idea of giving it a whack and having all this Twisted tea fall out of the belly.
Me too. That might be the most useful way to use that much twisted tea. My God. Well, this is really our last regular episode of the year. We will be back with case updates tonight for a live stream, and we're going to do case updates next week between Christmas and New Year's as well. But we're not going to do any other recorded episodes. We're going to take our own little vacay.
I think we will live stream Chad Daybell's trip to court.
Oh yes, we will.
28th.
That is true. So we will have live streams, but we won't have any other recorded episodes.
Yeah.
We also, if you are listening today on December 20th, tonight is the watch party after case updates, and so that is our monthly bonus that you get if you join our membership on our YouTube channel. And with that, we will be watching. Where did I send that to you? Hang on, I'm going to tell you. I picked it. I should know.
I was going to say. Oh,
yes, it is on YouTube. It is Unsolved Mysteries, Volume 2, Episode 3. It's called Death Row Fugitive. And it actually has a Christmas component. So right after our live stream tonight, which is at 7 p.m. Mountain, so it'll be scheduled at 8:15 p.m. Mountain. You can join. You have to watch the show on your own Netflix, and you can live chat with us during the episode. And it's a pretty interesting one. And we'll be putting up an event for it, so you don't have to remember what the episode is or anything. But that will be also tonight. So we have a lot more coming, even just today.
Very good.
We just want to say thanks for making 2023 the most successful year of this podcast.
Yes.
We have put out more content, had more watchers, more followers, more comments and likes and all that stuff this year than any year leading up to. And for that, we appreciate you all very much.
Thanks to you guys. Thank you, Lori Vallow. Yeah.
I mean, right? Yeah. But don't worry, because there's a lot coming in 2024, and we're going to be there for all of it.
You bet we will.
So you be there with us. And you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.